Hi, everybody. Got some technical difficulties I think that we have gotten over. Sarah, are you good to go?
Yes, my apologies. I am the technical difficulties. I think we're good now.
I don't at all think it was you, but I appreciate you trying to fall on the sword. But anyway, it's 6:04 p.m. I'd like to call this Committee on Committees meeting to order on Thursday, September 14th. First order of business, let's do a roll call, and I'll identify myself, and I identify Mr. Osberger as also being present. Welcome. Sarah, any public comment that we should address at this portion of the agenda?
No, sir. No public comment.
Okay. Next, if we could go to the approval of the minutes, we have June 8th and August 10th meeting minutes. Charlie, have you had a chance to look those over?
Say that again?
Have you had a chance to look at the meeting minutes from June and August?
I have not.
Okay. Do you want me to pass that for now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are they on the link?
They should be in the packet. Yeah. And just a reminder, last meeting on August 10th, we didn't have the quorum, so it's not like we weren't able to officially add people to recommendation to the town council, but we should be able to do that today.
Sam, is the packet the PDF file that's part of the link?
No, I think it was in a different email, and I also was struggling because I went through different emails, but let me do this.
So there was one email that had both the Zoom information and attached was the PDF packet.
All right, so the PDF is there. Yeah, I see that, but it doesn't want to open.
Charlie, I don't know if it'll work, but I think I texted it to you, the long one.
Let me try to see if I can get it.
Oh no, it didn't work.
Nope.
Yeah, and I think part of the issue my computer was having, Sarah, and I don't know if they were saved as the same name, 9/14/2023, as both the one that's just the agenda and one that's the agenda with the packet.
The agenda one would have just gone to you, Sam, as in your capacity to review and approve as chair. The one that has the Zoom information in the body of the email would have the full packet.
From you, right, Sarah?
Yes, from me.
All right. Now, when I go to that one, I see the PDF down the bottom there, but the link won't open.
Maybe if you open the PDF.
No, it won't open. That's the thing. I click on it,
Oh.
nothing happens. It's being obstinate.
Huh.
Oh, here it goes. It did want to open, and I'm up to 5 times.
Yeah, I did that too, and that might have been what part of my problem was before.
Did I not miss the last one?
You did miss the August one,
Right.
but I believe you were here for the June one.
I guess my only question is I'm okay with everything on there, except I really can't. I have to abstain from anything that was any new business that was done in August.
Technically, no. It's just a approval of the minutes in terms of them being part of the Committee on Committees. If you feel more comfortable abstaining, we can always come back to them. Sarah, I don't know if Charlie abstains and I vote yes, I don't think that'll get us to have them pass, right?
Whether you approve them or not, they are the minutes. So if they
Right.
don't get voted on, I'm still fine as on my end.
Yeah,
So my approval of the minutes would signify that I agree with the content. For instance, there is a lengthy layout of the Fair Rent Commission.
I'm not sure if that's from last meeting or if that's. I don't think that was done at the Committee on Committees meeting. I believe that was done at the town council, and Sarian's included it because there's a number of people interviewing for the Fair Rent Commission today. So we didn't work on any charges. I should put it that way.
Okay, that solves that answers
Yeah.
that question.
Yeah, it was just those interviews that you said you watched on the YouTube from the last meeting. That's really the only thing that I'd like to work on tonight. But if you don't feel comfortable,
No, if that's the case, then I think we should move forward.
okay. So, do you want to make the motion?
I move to accept the minutes as written.
I second that. And all those in favor, raise your hand. Perfect. So the June 8th and August 10th meeting minutes have been reviewed and accepted, and now we can get to the fun part, the candidate interviews. And I just like to go in order on here. Miss Dillon. Oh, there we are. I think you're muted.
All right, let's see if that, okay, it worked.
There we go.
Hello, everyone.
How are
I'm
you?
Peggy Dillon. Hi, nice to see you.
So I see that you're interviewing for an arts advisory committee position.
Yes.
And that you've looks like it's going to be looks like we have 2 vacancies, so this will be
Mhm.
good to get one of those off. Just tell me a little bit about yourself. How long have you been in town, and
Okay.
what draws you into wanting to do this?
Sure. I moved here in 77 to go to graduate school at UConn and ended up staying. So been here a really long time. A few side trips to other places, but basically a Storrs resident since then. Got married, had my kids, raised them here. I've been involved with dance and the arts in our community for a very long time. My main art form is dance, but I paint and I make collages, and I'm really an advocate for the arts. I'm pretty involved at the senior center promoting the arts and teaching yoga. And Alicia asked me if I might consider, getting involved a little bit more and joining the Arts Advisory Committee. And I think they're doing great work with the exhibits, and I'd just like to be involved and support that cause.
Great. And how do you think that? Do you have any? You sounds like you already are volunteering and trying to promote some of the interest in art and similar things in the community. Do you have any new ideas to promote or encourage interest, or is it? It sounds like you're already doing enough. I'm not trying to say you're not.
No. I actually think that doing some coordination and collaboration between the community center and the senior center, I could kind of see myself doing some liaison work and maybe getting some combined art exhibits and getting people to think about both places as having a kind of thread of connection rather than being separate. And I've been a performer for a long time, so I like the idea of interdisciplinary projects that have to do with maybe music and dance and art. I've done those kinds of things in the past in different communities here and other places. So I think just trying to expand people's knowledge about the arts and help people make connections and maybe do, some intergenerational things or just some collaborative things with artists and musicians. So I think that's
Great.
pretty much, yeah.
Charlie, you have anything?
I was just curious if she knows any of the other members of the Arts Committee.
Yes, I do. I know Lisa Welsh, and I just forgot her name, the photographer, Kim Bova. I just submitted some photographs today for the community exhibit, so I think they'll be included in that exhibit. And those are the two people I know. I've met Anne because I've been to 2 meetings now, and I've met, I think it's Susan. And there was a gentleman there last or Tuesday at the meeting who I think was also interested. I had not met him before. I can't remember his name. So I know a couple of the people on the committee.
So it sounds like it should be fairly seamless. You slipping right into that position.
I would think so. I mean, I'm looking forward to finding out a little bit more about what they're thinking about doing in the coming year and just contributing as I can.
Well, I can't really divulge something that Ann and I are working on quite yet, but you'll know that it's going to be quite exciting. I can tell you that.
Great, great. That sounds good. I like exciting.
I don't like being teased. I want to know what it is.
Yeah, right.
I don't want to let the cat out of the bag because the last time I did, someone else took it over and it turned into something else, not what it was originally intended.
Gotcha.
Well, she did talk about going to the countryside meeting where all the different people from different communities came together, different towns. And that sounded really intriguing to me. Different towns coordinating events.
That's kind of touching on it a little bit, yes.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, she was excited about that.
Yeah. If we can pull it off, it'll be the most incredible thing in northeastern Connecticut.
Wow. Hope we can.
Yes. But right now it's about herding cats. So that's where we're at with it.
Yeah, understand.
Still, do you have any questions for us?
I haven't met any of you before that I know. Oh, Martina, I know you from Chorus, right? We're in Chorus together and we see each other around. But anyway, it's nice to meet you all. I think at this point, I don't have specific questions. I'm just curious about, how I can contribute, and the sort of exciting events that are planned for the future are something that I'd like to be involved in. So
awesome.
I'm a good community person. I like to connect and contribute.
It sounds like it. And one thing I like to just say at the end of the first interview, each one of these is just kind of the process of what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
So you've already gone to a couple of meetings, which is great. I always encourage that if you haven't.
Right.
The next step is, we'll vote tonight as to whether or not to recommend you to the town council. Once that's been done, then it'll be voted on by the full town council. And once approved there, that's when you'd be a full-fledged member or alternate or however, depending on who's looking at what. And but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't still continue to do the work that you're doing or going to the meetings and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah. They just meet monthly. So
Yeah.
I'll be there in October.
Sounds good.
All right.
Thank you for your time. You're more than welcome to stay on. It's a public meeting. You can also just sign off.
Okay, I'm going to sign off because I'm getting ready to head out of town tomorrow for 5 days.
Oh, have fun.
So a little vacation. Yeah. Take care, everybody. Nice to meet you.
Take care.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay. So the next name we have is Shelby Stevenson, but I don't see them on the line. So I think what we'll do is we'll go with Irene Sheehan.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can. How are you?
Oh, good. I'm good. Thanks. How are you guys?
Doing well. It's a beautiful Thursday evening.
That's for sure.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. How long have you been in town and things like that?
Sure. Let's see. We moved to town in 1998. My husband went to UConn and then went to UConn Law. And, he wanted to live in this area, originally from Cheshire.
Okay.
And so we moved all the way over here. I didn't have many friends, but I quickly, got friends. And, I had my son Kevin, he's 25 now. And He graduated UConn and he now lives in Vermont.
Congratulations.
And thank you. And my daughter Jillian, she graduated Roger Williams 2 years ago, and she just got her first place. So that's been exciting.
Yeah.
Years ago, I did help to promote full day kindergarten. It was that long ago. And my daughter was able to participate with the full day kindergarten, which really helped us out a lot. Even though I was a stay-at-home mom at the time, I didn't need it for work. I needed it for, social, her and me. So before I became a real estate agent, I worked for Dr. Barry and Dr. Semlik, internal med, as a medical assistant. I was a medical assistant for about 25 years.
Wow.
I left the medical field to go into real estate. So I've been in real estate for about 12 years now. I also belong to a group called Altrusa. If you don't know what Altrusa is, we are an international group of women who raise money for local charities and local families. So I do a lot of volunteering with the Special Olympics, the Next Step program, the Covenant Soup Kitchen, of course, the nursing home. We donated the bookcases, so we go in every couple of months and clean up the library, and we also read to the seniors. That's one of my favorite things to do. So now my husband and I, we are empty nesters for the first time in 25 years, and just looking to participate more in the town. I did take the academy class last year, and I
Okay.
really enjoyed it. I learned so much, and I met, so many people in town, and it's fun now because I see them around, and, we say hey, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Good.
it's pretty cool.
And what makes you want to join the Fair Rent Commission?
Well, as a real estate agent, I see what those rents are out there. I also see what I just went through with my daughter. My daughter graduated college with a bachelor's of psychology, and she's only making $20 an hour on her first job. And all the apartments we were looking at, which were either just a 1-bedroom apartment, $1,200 for a 1-bedroom apartment. And I was like, she can't really afford this. I mean, she was lucky enough to have school covered, so she doesn't have that to pay off. But I mean, even so, $1,200 is a lot. So I did find her a place, and I negotiated down to $1,000, including heat and hot water, and heat and hot water. So it's still a lot, but
Yep.
I also see a lot of people in town struggling to even find a place. And I wish I could do more to help them, but there's only so much I can do. So if I can make any kind of a change to help people, that would make me happy.
Thank you. Charlie,
I don't have anything.
do you have any questions for us?
No, I read over the packet. Looks like it could be, something that I'd be interested in doing and
Great.
finding out more about it.
Yeah.
And I can find a lot of research, of course, because I'm part of the MLS, the multiple listing service. So I can really research is one of my top things to do.
And what's nice too is that it's a brand new group in town, so it's gonna it'll be a little bit different than what you were hearing about with the Arts Committee, in that I think we have to get enough people so that way they can start meeting, but just, don't give up. If you don't hear something right away, it's just we're working on getting the full membership, but really thankful that you're wanting to get back to the community, even if it's not Cheshire. And um, and that's it.
All right. Well, thank you so much. And I look forward to hearing from you.
Thank you. Appreciate you sharing.
All right. Bye. Have a nice night.
You too.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, next up we have Mr. Beagle.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm absolutely fantastic. Thank you. Hi, Martina.
I've had you before me for other things, so I won't have you go through and give me a background on, how long you've been in town and all that. Charlie, unless you want it.
Oh, no, I know.
No, I think Charlie knows me.
Yeah, just a little bit. And not for the reasons that you might think.
Okay. Another tease. But it looks like you're wanting to get involved in the Fair Rent Commission as well.
Yes.
Why don't you tell me just a little bit about what interests you and what you envision, the commission doing and that sort of stuff.
Well, the reason I want to get on is that I don't like people taking advantage of other people. I've been that way. I think you all know my background. I'm the chairman of the Housing Code Board of Appeals. So we do more or less the same thing, but the same protocol that I think the Fair Rent Commission would take as far as listening to evidence and blah, 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 so on and so forth. I also a hearing officer, citation hearing officer for the town, which is along the same line. I hear appeals from other people and make a decision more or less. I just, like I said, I just don't want people taking advantage of other people, and that's basically the reason I want to be on this thing.
That makes sense. And thank you for all the things you're already doing and willing to step up and want to do more.
It keeps me. Oh, excuse me. It keeps me young. I'm the type of guy, I have to do something, don't I, Martina? I have to keep doing something, and I can't stay home. And so this is the way. Plus, as you well know, I've been in town 20 years. I was a police officer, part-time police officer in town for 30 years. So I got this town in my blood, and anything I can do to help it, I'll be more than happy to.
Thank you.
Sam, maybe you ought to stick him back on as a police officer again.
Oh, God, too old. Come on, Charlie, give me a break.
Well, great. Thank you very much for your time. Do you have any questions for us?
No.
And I'll just say the same thing. It's just that because this is a new commission, new committee, it's gonna be a little bit before it gets up and running, but once we get more members approved by the town council, then you'll be reached out in terms of what the schedule will at least begin with, and then I think the members themselves will choose.
Okay.
Great. Thank you, sir.
Looking forward.
And you're more than welcome to stay on.
Yeah, I want to hear what Martina has to say.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it's her turn. How you doing, ma'am?
Hi, hi everyone. I'm Martina Wharton, and I've been a resident of Mansfield, Storrs, Mansfield, since 1969. We came here as students at UConn. At that time, there were 4 married couples, undergraduate students, and there was very little housing for us. Because my husband was on a stipend, and we had 1 daughter, and I was working part-time. And we got the ombudsman and someone else to talk to the Schragers who lived here at the time, and they had apartments. And they said, yes, they have stipends as students, and we guarantee their stipends. And that's how we got into Maplewood Apartments. There were 4 of us, 4 married undergraduate students. There was no place for us up here until we started that, because it was for, associates, professors, and different people, not undergraduate students. So we did that in the 1960s.
Oh, great.
Also, I was a Section 8 landlord when I built my house on Maple Road. I started out as a Section 8 landlord. I built my house in the 1980s, and I was a Section 8 landlord because I wanted to rent to women who were going to UConn as single parents and their children. And so I was a Section 8 landlord for quite a while. So that's some of my background. I currently am on the Commission on Aging.
Yep.
I'm a member on the Commission on Aging. So, and I've been in this town except for a 10-year hiatus in California. I've been here since 1969. I love this town. Both of my daughters went to Yale Smith, and my oldest just graduated from UConn, and now my granddaughter graduated from UConn.
Wow.
So this is our town. This is our town.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So you've kind of touched on why I think you might be interested in the Fair Rent Commission. Do you have anything else that you want to add that you haven't already said? I mean, I appreciate.
Well, I've always been an advocate. Well, if you've watched anything, I'm an advocate for senior housing in this town, because I also think we don't have enough senior housing in this town.
I agree.
So I've been a very big advocate for that. But I'm interested. I want it to be fair and equitable. As a UConn graduate, I don't go around knocking UConn students, but the fair market value here it's going to get higher and higher. I just want it to be equitable. I want everyone to be able to live in this town if they want to live in this town, and it's getting harder and harder not to be able to live in this town. So I'm not sure what we can do, but I'm willing to explore things and look at new things.
I'm on board with that. Charlie?
Nope, you cover all the bases.
Thank you.
So thank you very much for your time tonight.
All right. Thank you. All right.
Everyone's more than welcome to stay on, but no need to.
Okay.
Bye, everyone. Talk to you later,
Allison,
Will.
nice seeing you.
Okay. Bye-bye. Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Let's see.
Hey, so Allison, what brings you to our fabulous meeting tonight?
Me? Oh, because I'll be the staff on the Fair Rent Commission.
Oh, okay.
So I just wanted to listen in.
Perfect. I
Yeah.
appreciate you being here. It looks like we've got some good candidates to recommend, and hopefully we can get enough so that you can start having meetings.
Yeah, I think that I'm gonna have to think through a little bit. I don't know if we do some sort of like targeted appeal, but the ordinance requires 2 tenants and 2 landlords. So although we just interviewed a Commission on Aging is also one of the groups that needs to be represented, and then the Human Services Advisory Committee needs a representative. So those are easy, but those 2, Will and Martina, are both on COA, and I don't believe either one rent or are landlord, so they don't kind of tick that other box. So
Allison?
yeah.
So Will, excuse me, Will Beagle is your Human Services Advisory Committee rep.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, that's
and
right. He's on that too.
Yeah, Martina is the COA, and then of course we had the licensed realtor. I'm disappointed that Miss Sawyer didn't show up, because we would have gotten you a quorum at least to be able to start, if you wanted to meet and for any reason to sort of flush anything out. But yeah, that's it. Just wanted to say we do have the Human Services Advisory Committee box checked.
The other individual, what role were they kind of gonna fulfill? Were they a landlord or a tenant?
It wasn't clear from her.
Okay.
It wasn't clear to me from her application. So certainly.
And I guess if they don't fall within those categories, can they still join? How does that work?
Take a closer look at the ordinance. Let me see what page that is here. page 9. Yeah. So you need at least one tenant, at least one landlord, one member of Human Services Advisory Committee, one licensed realtor, one member of the Commission on Aging. So those are prescribed. You must have those. And then you have 2 alternate positions where it does not specify. They just need to be residents of the town
Okay.
with a commitment to fair rent. Oh, excuse me. I didn't finish reading. Among the alternates, one shall be a landlord and one shall be a tenant. So you've got that. That's where you've got your second landlord and tenant that you were remembering. It's within the alternate positions. It's listed below the list of 5 members.
Okay.
So yeah, they're all prescribed.
Okay.
If we're having trouble, excuse me, if we're having trouble, we can certainly, put out a call. But I also want to say that I'm committed that if we find somebody that wants to try to do an interview sooner rather than later, I can try to see if Mr. Osberger or Dr. Cotton would be willing to have a special meeting just so that we could get that person interviewed and not have to wait another month to then do interviews and then another bit of time after that for the town council.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. But I will just require Charlie to give me that hat that I've been wanting for a couple months.
They have them right at the store there, Sam.
I'm just giving you a compliment. I like that hat. All right, so let's anything else on the Fair Rent Commission?
No, not tonight.
So first thing I want to do, I see that the Old Business Library Advisory Board proposed revised charge.
Allison, you can stay if you're bored, but there won't be anything else here tonight having to do with.
I'm gonna go have dinner with my kids. So have a good night, everybody.
Me too.
that-
So,
Is that just coming back to us because we got the code language?
the Committee on Committees has not yet voted to recommend to the town council approval of the Library Advisory Board new charge. This was to be handled at the August meeting, but without a quorum, we weren't able to do it. So what you have in your packets on page 35 is I'm trying to get to it myself. It is the proposed charge that Committee on excuse me, 35 is actually the old charge. This has since been removed by the council from ordinance. So Library Advisory Board technically does not have a charge right now.
Yep.
Page 36, last page of your packet, is the proposed charge for the Library Advisory Board. It is the same as what Committee on Committees has looked at and discussed in the past, except for one change. I made a mistake on the first, on the version that you originally received. When I was typing this up, I wrote that the members of the Library Advisory Board would be appointed by the council. That is incorrect. This is one of those advisory boards. It's appointed by the town manager. The town manager was listed as the appointer in the ordinance as well. So this is not a change. This is keeping it the way that it was meant to be. So that was my mistake. That's the only change to the revised charge that you see in front of you tonight. So the action tonight is for the Committee on Committees to officially vote to recommend that the town council adopt this charge for the Library Advisory Board.
Charlie, do you have any questions on it? Do you feel comfortable of us?
Well, I'm just a little confused here because I see the agenda packet and everything dated September 14th, but when I go to those pages 35, 36, and 37, I don't have the same thing.
I think it's page 39 in the PDF, but it says page 36 in the bottom right.
Oh, I see. Yeah, okay, yep. So, Library Advisory Board.
So as a reminder, Mr. Osberger, this Library Advisory Board charge was developed primarily by the previous library director, Leslie McDonough, and myself, and has gone before the Library Advisory Board. They have endorsed it, and Committee on Committees has looked at it and discussed it with Ms. McDonough at a previous meeting a few months ago.
All right, and so what are we doing here? Just approving it or sending it or just recommending it to the council?
Precisely, the second one. Mhm.
All right, so what do you need me to do? Just to agree with Sam and say, okay, send it to the council?
Yep.
All right,
I'll make a motion to recommend that the Library Advisory Board charge as shown in our packet on page 39 of the PDF, but page 36 of the packet, be recommended to the town council for approval.
I second that.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye,
It's unanimous.
simple.
Super, thank you. And then for reappointments,
Yeah.
I respectfully ask if you could please do them in one fell swoop and not line by line. So,
No.
I'm sorry?
I agree with you. I was gonna propose to Charlie that I read them and have him second them. I don't know if it's something where we could just say the reappointments listed in the packet, or should we?
Yes, because when I put these before the council, I will list them all out. So if you want, you can just basically waive the reading of the reappointments and
Will the
Vote.
reappointments go into the consent agenda?
yes, reappointments usually go on the consent agenda.
All right, so that should be simple then. You won't have to read them all.
Precisely. And I'm hoping to not read them all tonight either.
I'd like to make a motion to waive the reading of all the reappointments and to recommend to the town council that each of the reappointments listed in our packet for today, September 14th, be recommended as for the town council to accept, and to have them individually listed in the consent agenda when it's posted there. So if anybody wants to pull it out, they can.
Will do.
I second that.
Great. All those in favor? It's unanimous.
All right,
Great.
I don't see any reason why not, you know?
Yeah, I don't see any names that make me question that, we should have them come in at all.
Yeah, I don't think you snuck like Adolf Hitler in there or something.
Yeah, I hope not. And so that brings us to our appointments. And I know that we had some interviews from the last August meeting. So what I'd like to do is move to appoint Emily Tennell and Galadriel Chilton to the Library Advisory Board to fill 2 of the 3 vacancies for terms ending October 31st, 2024.
Second.
All those in favor? There we go. I would like to move to recommend to the town council that we appoint Susanna Cohen for the Town University Relations Committee Citizens Rep for a term ending 6/30/2025.
So moved.
Seconded. All those in favor? It's unanimous. I would like to recommend to the town council James Knox for the Board of Ethics as an alternate position for a term ending 6/30/2025.
So moved.
Seconded. All those in favor? It's unanimous. And that brings us to our ones from tonight. I recommend that we recommend Peggy Dillon for the Arts Advisory Committee to the Town Council to fill a vacancy with a term ending 3/1/2025.
Second.
All those in favor? Unanimous.
That was the lady we interviewed tonight, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I didn't catch her name.
Well, it's weird because she had Margaret on Zoom, which she also has on her packet, but it's not. She prefers to be called Peggy, it sounds like.
No, I think she's gonna fit right in over there.
That'll be good. She's already doing a lot of the work.
Yeah. So just throw her in there.
Next I'd like to recommend Irene Sheehan. You know what? You want me to break these up so that way it's specific to what they're gonna be, Sarah Ann?
Yes, so on your agenda, in parentheses after the person's name, it shows what slot they would have been interviewing for. So in Irene's case, she is
The licensed realtor.
correct, yep.
All right, so I recommend that we have Irene Sheehan for the Fair Rent Commission as the licensed realtor vacancy, term ending 9/30/2025.
Seconded.
All those in favor? There we go. I recommend Wilfred Beagle for the Fair Rent Commission as the HSAC member for a term ending 9/30/2025.
What is HSAC?
Human Services.
Oh, I see. Seconded.
All those in favor? There we go. And I would like to recommend Martina Wharton for the Fair Rent Commission to fill the Commission on Aging member vacancy for a term ending 9/30/2025.
Second.
All those in favor? Unanimous.
All right, gentlemen, we just need a motion to adjourn. Unless there's
Is
more
there-
to discuss.
Was Julie Sawyer on there?
No, let me check my email one last time here, but Julie Sawyer did not, no, I'm not sure what happened, but
Was
not
she,
here
did she need
tonight.
to be, does she need to be interviewed?
Yes. Yes,
I mean, I know Julie Sawyer. She was my mother's nurse for a while.
Oh, wow.
She would
Well,
be,
If she's available on a different night and we want to meet for a special meeting just to have her interview, I'd be happy to make whatever we need to happen, even if it's during the day. If evening's a problem with her, I might
yeah,
just
well,
have
she's an RN and she works in different facilities, so she may be working.
Okay, so if she needs something not after 5 o'clock, I'd be happy to try to work something out with my job so that I could just step away, do what we need, and get her interviewed. If the timing was the issue, you know.
okay,
Right,
very
right.
good, very good. When I hear back from her, I will clarify and let you know.
All right. Yeah, she'd be good. That's the thing, because I know her personally and she would be good on there.
I like to hear that.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
Did we cover all the other ones?
Yeah.
All right. I move that we adjourn.
Seconded. All those in favor? It's unanimous. This is
All
great.
right. I'm gonna go home and take my spaghetti sauce off the stove that I just got going today.
And-
Second to the last batch of tomatoes for the year.
Good luck.
Yeah, well, I'm up to 10 gallons.
Wow.
That's not my best. I did 21 year.
Wow. More than me. I've always wanted to try it, but
You know what? I'll give you a little bit of it.
I'll have to give you something in return.
They all differ a little bit, but they tend to be roughly around the same. It's my grandmother's recipe.
Oh, awesome. Do you like desserts? I used to work at a bakery.
Yes, in fact, speaking
Magic
of
bars?
I'm
You like
sorry.
Is it magic bars that you like?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember. Okay, I'll make those.
All right.
Or do you want
speaking-
something else?
Speaking of my grandmother, I'm going to attempt to make her famous cheesecake. It is not dense New York cheesecake like everyone else is used to. This is very light and it is very tall. It sits about 2.5, 3 inches tall.
Wow.
And it's like nothing you've ever had before.
Huh.
And you have to use Zwieback, not graham cracker, on the crust. And the Zwieback is very difficult to find now.
Yeah.
I had to order it and import it in from Germany.
Wow.
Yeah, I hope it's going to work out too, because I haven't had it in 20 years.
Well, good luck with the sauce.
Yeah, it should be done when I get back. I got ribs out in the yard cooking, so I got to get going.
Take care.
I'll see you now.
Bye.
Where are we?